Welcome to the Divide with Mike and Corey.
Hopefully, our disagreements one day bring us all together.
So stupid. So corny and so stupid. I hope our disagreements bring us together.
Yeah, I do.
Shut up, Porter! Hey, I'm just trying to have a little friendly conversation.
Gator don't play no shit. You feel me?
This is the Divide.
.25 Philly, 104.1 Trenton. Catch us out on your favorite iHeartRadio app. It's a couple days before the big day. How do you feel? Are you ready? I mean, your kid's a lot older than my kid, so I feel like you have a lot more preparation to do than me. So
yeah, it's definitely like it's taxing for sure. Like it's like there's so much going on, and we're just trying to get it all situated. You know, we're having people over Christmas Eve, we're traveling on Christmas Day. And somewhere in between that, Peyton's got to open up all of her presents. So the one thing we do, and it's kind of a life hack, and it kind of makes Peyton understand Christmas a little bit more because she couldn't understand why, if you're on a certain part of poverty or you know, depending on your income, Santa tend to give you more, like, you know. Oh, my buddy, she got a go-kart. Like, you know, like I got a wooden horse, like carved. So the way we explain it is that, like, you get one gift from Santa. The rest, I'm taking full credit for, man. I work way too hard for that money to not get credit for that.
That's genius, man.
Yeah.
That's so genius.
I'm filled with great ideas.
I might have to steal that in a little bit. It is something tough to like. You want to try to reason with that. She's going to go to school and talk to friends, and they're just, I got this, I got that. I never even thought of it like that.
Yeah, this is for you and your wife. This is like a really, this Christmas is really for you guys. Like it's really cool to, you know, have your baby like around a Christmas tree, open up that one present, but outside of that, enjoy it because the rest, they're all hers, man.
I know, man. There's like a couple things wrapped under the tree right now, and we were talking about wrapping more, and I was just like, why? Like, why even bother? It's going to be 3 or 4 things, and then that's it. There's no reason to even try to get into anything else. No, but we'll see, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, that why even bother approach, that sounds like the New York Mets attitude to everything, man. I'm still on strike. It's been a week. You know, I did look at some Mets merch that I was really excited for.
Stop. I thought you were boycotting.
No, I am. But you could look. I think of, you know, like dry January. You still could ask what kind of, hey, what's in that drink? You know?
You're window shopping. So, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Of course. But yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, Yamamoto went to Steve Cohen's house. And, you know, he cooked him a fine Italian dinner, I bet, because that's what he gave to Lindor when he was there. They had chicken parm. And then seconds later, you know what this man does?
Oh, I know what he does, but tell everybody else what he did.
Freaking calls the Yankees, bro. That's just crazy. That's crazy. That's like taking a girl to a nice steak dinner, and then she calls Corey.
Never happened. That's never happened before.
That's never happened. We definitely have feuded, or at least but it's never that exact instance has never happened for sure.
So I don't want you to get all down like you did last week because the Mets are still very much in the running for this man. First of all, Yamamoto's Yoshi's agent, Joel Wolf, is the same one that represents Diaz. He's the same one that represents Senga. So in my opinion, he almost has a foot in the door just for in that aspect alone. And yeah, he went to Cohen's house in Connecticut. He met his wife. He met, you know, Mendoza, the Hefner, the pitching coach. He met with all these people. But I think he's just exploring his options. He met with the Yankees. He met with the Dodgers, who, you know, after going over last week, how Ohtani's contract is structured, they can 100% afford him. They've very, very public about wanting to pursue him and having both of those starters in their mix. So the Dodgers is what scares me more as a Yankee fan than possibly the Mets scooping up. And I think that you should be more concerned in the same with the Dodgers scooping him up over the Yankees. What's crazy though, Mike, is I don't know if you read, apparently, or so they say, I don't know who they is. There's like 5 or 4 more teams that are still big competitors in the Yoshi Yamamoto market. Like
Yeah,
they're saying the Giants, the
right.
Red Sox, like come on. Like is
Yeah,
that anything that we're even going to blink at? The Phillies? Like the
yeah.
Phillies can't afford that.
The Phillies just gave their offer today, and they kind of knew, hey, look, you got to be in it, right? This guy killed it in the Olympics, got his country a gold medal, did amazing in the World Baseball Classic, got his country the gold medal again. So I mean, it's a long time coming to the States, but also like there is a risk, and nobody's really talking about it because he's such a great pitcher. But there is an absolute risk, and that risk is the ball is different in Japan. It's got a lot more grip. There's no rosin regulation, so like they literally throw a cloud of dust at you, and there's a lot of other stuff that you have to consider, and even just from blisters on his fingers and stuff, like this could be a little harder of a transition than most. And granted, Senga seems to have really found himself in the States, and so has Otani, but there's been plenty others that have went one way or the other, like Trevor Bauer.
Yeah.
You saw him go overseas and stink.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I remember talking to Todd and just saying it's not so much. I know there's definitely no regulation on the rosin, but there's definitely it's different. It's like a different texture. It's like a different quality over there, right? Isn't that what he was saying?
Yeah, the ball almost feels like a basketball. Like it's got like a grip on it to the point he's like, it felt great. It felt great to throw and stuff like that. So I do wish the American, the Major League Baseball would start to inherit some of these things from Japan. But right now, like, yeah, it's a little bit of a different game, and it could, so buyer beware, I guess, for that part. But it doesn't seem to be slowing the market down at all. Like,
And I mean, other than the performance risk too, like just with those minor changes, you still have the risk of injury. Like I know he's 25 years old, but that's not completely out of the realm of something crazy happening. You're investing this money. I mean, look at what happened to Otani. I know the market never dipped on him because you knew what he can do, but I feel like I don't know. I'm a huge gambler. I like that, but it's like, how much money are we really going to throw at this guy?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get north of 300 million, probably like 380.
Easily,
yeah. Probably. I keep hearing 380. I keep hearing there's a gap between what the Mets have offered and what the Yankees have. But now I'm hearing that the gap's not too far off. So
it can't be. Cohen's not scared to spend money. Like that's, I don't believe that for a heartbeat.
No. He's the one. He's going to be the highest bidder. And I'm certain of that. So I think the gap is between what Cashman is responsibly offering with the Steinbrenners and what Cohen is passionately offering. But again, we've seen this a lot of times in the early infancy of the Cohen dynasty or taking over. Teams use him to run up the price and then go to the team they want to. So if you're the Yankees, what's your number one, 2 sentences, your sales pitch to Yamamoto?
Well, I'll tell you what their sales pitch was, and I don't know how strong it actually is or what it meant to Yoshi, but I know, first of all, Cashman saw his no-hitter in person. They sent a scout this past year's no-hitter. I think it was in September 9th. They sent scouts to every single one of his games for the entire year. They kind of toted around the fact that they've had very successful Japanese baseball players. You got Tanaka, you got Suzuki, you got Matsui, Kuroda. So they kind of had that whole parade of, hey, look, these are successful baseball players that have been with our organization, that have loved being with our organization. So you're going to love it too. And they did. And I thought this was cute, but they left number 18, his number, open all of last season, and it still remains open, kind of like like shining a light on his locker, like this is yours, here you go, like use this. But I just don't think that's enough, man. I don't think to me, he shouldn't care about any of that. He should definitely care about how he's going to fit in a ball club, but I don't think he cares. You're really going to care about your number, man? You're about to make $500 million. Like,
Yeah.
that can't be appealing to you over everything else.
Right. And also the global market, right? Of all just this is gonna be, he could be Otani of the East, Granted, he's just a pitcher, but I mean he's that type of level. He's must see TV. I mean, and we've already been following him, like I said, with the Olympics and with the World Baseball Classic. So, yeah, I'm shocked you didn't mention 27 rings because you never ever. The coolest part about like the Yankee fan base is no one will ever have to Google how many championships the Yankees have won because you just it's mentioned every time you talk to a Yankee
That's
fan.
why you don't have to
So-
mention it when you're pitching,
but
Yoshi. You just he
it,
knows.
so to counter your Yamamoto,
Do it. Do it.
I would mention that you had Hideki Matsui, and if he was on the New York Mets, there would be a goddamn statue the size of Godzilla right outside, right? Because he was that level of a freaking player.
It was great.
And but you get lost in the sauce, which is the Yankee brand. So if I'm the Coens, I'm saying, hey, you could come over here, you could be a legend, or you could go over there and just be another, amazing player on their shelf. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
nobody's
I
bigger
mean,
than that brand. Nobody's bigger than that brand. Not even
Right.
Babe Ruth. That would be my one knock against it. Is it's such a machine that you guys got Juan Soto, and it's like anywhere else, I feel like it would have the buzz of, and it feels like you just signed. No offense to him, but it's like Johnny Damon to that level of,
well,
all stars.
I think because I think because the brand is so big, I think it is.
Mhm.
People are they're like, I'm excited to join the team. You know what I mean? Like
No.
it's like, and this is gonna sound great. It's like you're stepping into history. You're stepping into greatness. You're like, oh my God, I'm a Yankee. You know what I mean? Because it's got that
Yeah.
clout that goes along with it.
But also,
I think that's what guys look at.
on a reverse, if I'm the Dodgers, if I'm the Mets, I'm throwing extra money towards Yamamoto because the Yankee brand is already global, right? I guarantee you that New York logo is everywhere in Japan. I could go anywhere in Japan right now and find a Yankee hat. I guarantee that. I could go
Without a doubt, easily.
Yeah,
Easily.
almost to every country on the
I'm
globe.
willing to bet in every lid store around
Mm-hmm.
the United States, no matter what state you're in, there's more Yankee hats and style Yankee hats for sale than any other sports team.
Yeah, and so this would allow another team to have that global, and I know the Dodgers already have it now with Otani. You're going to see that Dodger blue everywhere, but this would allow the Mets now to have that global impact because I think it was in Brazil. I can't remember fully, but Jay-Z did one of his music videos like in one of the islands, and he had to wear a Met hat because they didn't have a Yankee hat anywhere in existence. Yeah, so he rocks a Met hat. Yeah,
No way.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
So
God.
it felt good.
Oh,
Real
God. I
my
need
favorite
to
music
shower
video, even
now.
though I don't
Feels
remember the song.
awful.
I'll find out. It was a documentary type song. I'll find it out. I think it was for 444.
Oh, maybe. It's just crazy. It's like I just feel like Queens never gets the respect that it might demand or deserve. Like I even think of like your superheroes. Like you think of like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's from Queens, big
Yeah.
Met fan, doesn't leave Queens. He just fights crime there. Doesn't go. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
I feel like it's just always the Debbie Downer of the rest of the sports New York world, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
We'll see. I don't know. I kind of hope he stays somewhere in New York, whether it's the Mets or the Yankees. I don't want to see another widely talented, baseball player go over to the West Coast because it's going to start to be like the NBA now, where it's just the West is just going to dominate the East no matter what, and then it's just
Yeah.
not going to be fun to watch. And like I said before, man, the Dodgers scare me. There's just something about, like we all said it last week. Like I don't understand why they would structure a contract like that. Like, I mean, other than tax purposes, which is smart on Otani's end, it's looking at it more and more, it's just opening my eyes, saying like that's a huge possibility. I would almost say a shoe-in now. To me, if I'm paid, if I'm the Dodgers, that's the pitch right there. Like, yeah, come join the second best pitcher in the world right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you have a 1-2 punch, and it's just no one's going to be able to stop it.
They got another video from Kobe Bryant to help him close the deal. Like,
was that true? Was that
It
like
is
a
true.
real thing?
Yeah,
So if you guys don't know what my partner here is talking about, apparently, years ago, was it years ago? Kobe was showing Ohtani
Yeah.
around and trying
Well,
to convince him to go to the Dodgers.
Yeah, when Ohtani first hit the U.S. market, Kobe cut a video for them to present to Ohtani, and they never got to show it to him. And it was about the winning in L.A. and the importance of the culture in the city, and so they got to share that with him. And I think that's was a huge selling point for Ohtani.
Imagine he watches that video and he's still like, nah, no thanks. Like, is that disrespectful to Kobe? I don't know.
Right.
I just don't
Also,
know.
yeah, if that leaks out and be like, yo, even Kobe couldn't get you him, like that's pretty terrible. That's pretty terrible if that would have happened. Oh man, stop
All
laughing.
Let's talk real quick. We got a few minutes left in the first segment. I want to talk about this Tommy DeVito thing. Giants fans are sitting there super excited. He had 2 big wins in a row. This weekend he looked like complete garbage. But after he upset the Green Bay Packers on Monday Night Football, everything kind of took off a little bit. If you guys haven't heard the story, I know you've definitely seen pictures of Tommy DeVito's agent. He wore that awful suit for Monday Night Football. Last week it was like all green. It was dumb. He's now it's like you're trying to outshine your client when like all you have to do is just let the kid play football and you're going to make money. So I don't understand what this guy's deal is. He looks like a greaseball. Now we know he acts like a greaseball. So a small business pizzeria, forgive me, I don't even have the name in front of me, but paid his agent or agreed to pay, his agent and Tommy DeVito $10,000 for a meet and greet. At $10,000 means he would be behind the counter. He would help sell things. He would serve at this restaurant or whatever it is. But he'd also sign, I think, what was it, like 200 autographs, 250 autographs, something like that.
250, yep.
They agreed upon it. And then after he upset the Green Bay Packers on Monday Night Football, Tommy's agent called this guy back and was like, now it's 20. You got to pay me 20, not 10, which is wrong on a couple levels for just for the fact that it's a small business he was doing that to. It's like it's a small business pizza shop, man. You can't just double it like you're talking to, Pizza Hut.
Right.
It's unreal. This guy has no marketing budget, and you're a third string quarterback that just happened to win a couple of games. Like, what are we even doing here to begin with? Everybody loves him just because he's a hometown guy, because he's from Jersey. He's very Italian, and people seem to love that aspect of it. But what's even greasier about it is his agent denied everything, and the restaurant owner had to be like, oh, okay, well, here's all the text messages I'm going to release to everybody and show that you are a slime ball. So that's been the news all week. Apparently, you sent me something earlier that I guess Tommy made right. He did make the appearance. He was there learning how to do different things like make soda or something like that.
Right. Didn't make any money. They weren't able to promote it as quick. So it was good for him to save face, I guess, because he is such a new. And Jersey's very loyal. I mean, look at Todd. Look at Frankie Edgar. Look at all these New Jersey athletes. Like, you can make money for decades and take care of your community. The athletes,
dude. Look at the musicians. Bon Jovi and Bruce Springsteen are like worshipped here, and they're talented individuals. But I make this argument. I've made it on this show before. If Bruce Springsteen grew up in Springfield, Illinois, no one from Jersey would care about Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah. And nobody from Springfield would care about him.
That's true.
So here's 2 things I want to say about DeVito's agent. One, I just stopped wearing dress shoes. I switched them out for Jordan. So I'm not trying to wear cement shoes. So I am not saying anything bad about that man. He can run his business however he wants. He doesn't need to look up my address because I didn't say anything bad about him. It's tough, man. He probably got excited. He was trying to figure out like how can I make money off of this, right? And he changed the price tag on it because he is a hot commodity, but it's also like how much longer do you have? Is this a Jeremy Lin thing where it's like a blimp on the radar and then it's gone? You know, can he turn this into being a great quarterback somewhere else? Like, you know, because the Giants have Daniel Jones for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, they're not giving that up.
Yeah, and then you know, and can he be a backup somewhere maybe with a decent team and maybe get an opportunity like Nick Foles did in the playoffs or something like that. So, you know, it's a very, very unique situation. He's very lucky he's from New Jersey. I've heard stories about like him in pizzerias. So, you know, it's not shocking that he would want to do that. But yeah, $20K, that man's not making that in a month. And if he is, he's grinding, you know? Yeah. So it's, you know, it's a bad look, but
slime ball behavior.
Yeah.
So dumb, man. I hate it when people do that. Like, not, you know, you're like you said, home down. How much is your autograph worth right now, man? Like, you're doing this just to kind of to be, hey, I'm one of the. I don't know. Like, go to a children's hospital and spread some love or something. What are you shaking down small businesses for? Not to mention that, like, the small business community is one that you don't want to piss off, man. Their strength in numbers. They're more powerful than an Amazon when they get together. So I wouldn't want to mess with any of that stuff. So he better start working there on the weekends, every weekend in the off season to save face with that, man. Imagine you walk in and you order a pizza and DeVito's just doing the whole dough thing, trying to flip it. That'd be great. Let's take a quick break. We got the rundown coming up next, guys. Stay with us. Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler.
Awesome.
The two of us, between my voice right now and your voice.
Yeah, and I keep coughing too.
You're good, like, man. It's real. It's authentic.
It's authentic. Yeah, it's something.
Shit. Cough shit. Oh, man.
I forgot about our little ticker.
That's all right. We finished at like 21.
Yeah, 21.
21.
We are live on YouTube right now. So
yeah, man. I can't wait for the next segment to start. I'm going to wish you a happy anniversary. 10 years ago this week, you had the most awkward moment sitting next to your mother in a movie theater.
And thus our theme song was born. I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm. I'm ready when you are, man.
All right. Just do a welcome back because we don't have Voice of Bob's on the other side of the studio, and I don't want to go over there.
Nah, you don't have to.
All right. You're listening to The Divide. No, I'm just kidding.
During the break, Mike farted, but he won't admit it. This is The Divide on Fox Sports. I still want that. Anyway, all right, here we go.
Stupid. It's not funny.
It's so funny. And welcome back to Divide Live, Fox Sports The Gambler. Don't forget to check us out on our socials. Divide Live on Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter. I still feel so stupid saying that. Can we just say Twitter? Like, everybody knows it's Twitter. Like, did that brand, like, ever, I can't even plug our socials without going on a rant. Like, is that brand ever going to work? Like, Elon bought Twitter, was like, we're going to change it to X. Everybody will call it X. And I feel like everybody still calls it Twitter.
Yeah, no, I just noticed that, like, places started changing the logo out. Like, I was on a training thing and they had the X logo, but it's not working. Also, it's a lot of people are leaving it. It's just nuts. And Facebook is, dude, the uptick in Facebook is ridiculous to the point where, like, you know, from the reels that are going in there, the young people that are dating through Facebook groups and stuff.
Really?
It's insane, man. The kids today, kids today in the damn Facebook. I'm just joking. But
dude, these kids will never understand that when Facebook first started, it was like only a few colleges had it. I'll never forget it because I didn't go to one of those colleges, and I was like, "But I want to do it." And they're like, "Well, you can't, loser." And then, like, a year later, they opened it up to everybody, and I was like, "Yes,
yes."
I feel like
you had to like. It originally started one with the poking, right? Like,
yeah, that was weird. You can say hi, or you can poke somebody.
You could just poke them. Like, what?
That was like when sexual harassment first started online.
And then also, like, everything was in a phrase, right? Like, kind of like Jeopardy. Corey is feeling, and then you had to say
Yes.
something, right?
Yep.
Everything,
Yep.
yeah. It wasn't like it was weird.
It was like your AOL away message on your wall.
Yeah.
It was just dumb. Now it's like you can pretty much do whatever you want. You can sell your shoes or an airplane. That's what I love about Facebook Marketplace the most. It's like I look through and it's like, oh, people are selling these sneakers. This person's selling a brand new airplane. Like it's just like the most random stuff ever. Do you get anything random on your Facebook Marketplace?
No, I tried to get for Christmas like the Ninja Turtle arcade. And I was gonna meet up with this dude, but it became so sus that I bailed out, man. I got scared, and then he's like, "Hey, somebody else is buying it." I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Please don't chop my body up." Like,
Thank
it's just
God.
yeah, dude. Man, and also like there were signs. I should have been smarter. It said like he joined in 2022. Like he
Yeah,
had some
weird.
weird other things for sale. You know, and he wanted me to meet him in his shed in the middle of nowhere, but.
Nah, I'm good, bro.
Uh,
How do we get on this rant? Oh, our socials.
Yeah.
Divide Live Instagram, Divide Live Twitter, give us a shot.network for any merch. And of course, we're always live on YouTube. The Give Us a Shot or the Fox Sports The Gambler YouTube page. Let's do a quick rundown, man. A lot of weird stuff happened this past week. A lot of weird stuff, a lot of great stuff. So let's start with something close to the New York, New Jersey, Philly area. A New York bar raised its drinking age to the age of 25 because, quote, young people are annoying. Brooklyn's bar, Phil's Crummy Corner, is adjusting the weekend drinking age to 25 to curb rowdiness. There's been a number of complaints from neighbors about the bar's chaotic atmosphere on Fridays and Saturdays. So now you can rent a car and drive it to Phil's Crummy Bar just to drink, because if you're 24 or 21 or 24, you can't even handle yourself anymore. I think this is like, there's a simple solution for this, or there's a simple reason for this, in my opinion. When you and I were younger, we drank all the time before we were 21. So by the time we turned 21, like we were like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't even go
It was
out
no
for my
big deal.
21st
Right.
birthday.
Like
yeah.
I think I went out to a bar, but like it wasn't like a wow, I'm drinking. It was just like, but I feel like now like kids are recluses, man. They're hermit crabs. They don't go out, they don't drink, they don't do this, they don't do, like, it's just now they're experiencing everything like we say later, but it's really on time to what they're supposed to, and they can't handle themselves, man. I see it all the time when I bartend on the weekends. It's just like they go out, they don't know how to act, they don't know how to tip, which is the worst part, man. It's terrible and so bad that like you're 21 to 27 demographic, 28. Those are the kids you want in your bar, in your place, because they just spend a ridiculous amount of money for no reason whatsoever.
No,
so
I got you. Like,
exactly, man.
right.
They run this credit card like they don't have to pay it back, man. Like they know a secret the rest of us don't. So for a business owner to cut off half of your money-making demographic, that's
crazy.
It's gotta be insane, man.
Yeah. I was also thinking, like, from a legal standpoint, you could just refuse. You could, I guess, like the law, you just have to be equal, or like I didn't know you could age discriminate. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how could you not serve somebody who the government says can legally buy it? So
I guess you just don't let them into the place, right? Like when we were in Miami, there's some clubs in Miami that don't let you in unless you're 25. I guess there's got to be like a reason for that.
Yeah. I'm sure
I
they
don't know if
researched
Vegas
that or something, but yeah, I don't know. It reminds me of a winery that's local to us, and I kind of want to air them out, but I don't. But they don't allow kids there, and I think that's stupid because they allow dogs there. So like literally, like this dog sniffing me, like, and I'm allergic to it. They're allowed all over the said winery, but like you can't bring a kid. And like, to be honest with you, like most people who drink wine probably have a young child, and that's the reason why they're doing it. And I would go there, taste, have a few samples, and then bring said wine home. So my kids, I'm not getting wasted while my kid ruins your vineyard, you know. But now I'm dodging dog crap and all this other stuff. And like it's one thing, like, yeah, you're not gonna allow cats, you're not gonna allow kids, but you're gonna allow pets, and it's such a weird business decision.
Yeah,
Like,
man. So I think it's weird when people have to bring their dogs everywhere anyway. Like if I'm at Home
yeah,
Depot and I see like someone pushing a cart and their dog's in it, I'm like, why couldn't you leave it at home? Like it's a
yeah.
dog. Like I don't understand that. I know that's becoming more and more popular, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but it's like you don't have to bring your dog everywhere. That's not a thing. Like it's cute, but like there's certain places I don't feel like seeing a dog.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of if I don't care if a former or active military man or woman needs something. I don't care
Yeah,
if
no, I'm
it's
not talking
yeah,
service dogs. I'm talking
right. Yeah, that's the only time like I'm like, dude, whatever you need, like
yeah.
I'm here for you. You want me to
But
push you
that
around the store? I'll do it.
But
Like, you
that
know what I mean?
backfires
They
too,
deserve that.
though, because now they have like where you do have service dogs for veterans that were deployed, and it helps
Mhm.
with anxiety or post traumatic stress, and it's
Mhm.
they have now. You can go right to Amazon. Like if you had a dog, bro, you can go right to Amazon right now and buy a vest for that dog that says service animal.
Oh
So
yeah,
that
yeah.
dog could have no creds, no papers, no training, and you just put it on your dog, and you get to walk it around places that don't
Yeah.
normally let you walk around
But
with a dog
people
because
are
it's a
already
service
doing that.
animal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people are already doing
dumb.
that. And being allergic to pets, like it does kind of suck.
Yeah,
But it happens.
yeah, man, it's dumb. You know what else is dumb?
What's that?
Buying 2,000 rhinoceri, whatever the
Yeah.
plural is, 2,000 rhinos purchased at auction and then released into the wild. So
Yeah.
there's this conservation nonprofit acquired the largest privately owned population of white rhinos globally. That sentence alone blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like
Like
you're
somebody
you're a
just had
collector. You're like, I have the
yeah.
largest privately owned population of white rhinos. And I'm
But
an
how
idiot.
big was this area
But
too?
dude,
Like
like I thought well, I don't know if it's white rhinos. Obviously not if there's 2,000 of them. But like, isn't there a species of rhino that's like extinct?
right. Yeah.
Anyway, so 2,000 rhinos purchased at auction, released into the wild this week. We're talking South African Conservation Group has revealed plans to embark on one of Africa's most extensive rewilding initiatives, releasing 2,000 southern white rhinos into their natural habitat. And they
Mm.
straight up acquired this collection of rhinos from a private collector. Like we all thought Mike Tyson was crazy because he had a tiger. Someone
Right.
in South Africa is like, "What do you need? Oh,
Yeah.
2,000 rhinos? Yeah, no, I got them. Just come by."
Yeah. Like it's like they ordered it off of Amazon. Like, and also like how do you even pay to transport that much? Was shipping included? Like, like, and I get it. They released them out to the wild, which is awesome. But also like did they know they'll survive out there? Like what is the death ratio of it's a domesticated rhino? I can't believe I'm saying that.
It wasn't shipping. It was porch pickup from Facebook Marketplace, actually. I'm looking at it right.
Same guy that I tried to buy the
Yeah,
Ninja Turtle
also, he
arcade.
threw in a Ninja I was gonna say he threw in a Ninja Turtle arcade for free after purchase of 2,000 white rhinos. Like what I just when I think I can't get surprised anymore by the internet.
Also,
Stuff
like
stuff like this happens.
if you knew one person that had a rhino, I mean, we know people who have money. We just don't have it
Right.
ourselves. But if you knew one person that had a rhino, it would be a little less weird to find out that somebody had 2,000 rhinos. It's like, and what made him go with 2,000? Like, was there somebody that like won 1998 and he's like, I gotta get two more. I gotta get two more. Like, how many?
They're
how
not
far-
rabbits. It's
what-
not like you
who's-
start with 2 and you end up with 40.
Yeah,
Like what?
I need to know who's number 2 in the world with the most rhinos. Like, I now I need to know that. Like, I need to know who now holds
Well, they're
the
number
record.
1 now. I mean, I do. I can't believe half this stuff. I
Yeah.
believe it because it's on the internet. I believe anything on the internet. But
Yeah, it must be true, right?
all right, so let's get into the last thing we're going to talk about on this rundown here. Donating any sort of organ, being an organ donor, is a great thing to do. Yeah, I have it on my license. I know there's
Yeah.
rumors that if you have it on your license, the EMTs will kill you and harvest your organs, whatever that happens. Whatever.
love it.
It's still. I feel like if
Like,
I'm going
we
to
got
perish
one.
in some way, shape, or form, use whatever you want. I don't care.
Also, I could
there's
take over the said body.
You could.
Maybe. I don't know.
That'd be great. Just prop me up in the chair and just move my
Uh,
my mouth and talk. That's
Be
all
like,
I
it's
need.
me, Mike. Like some like little kid comes up to you, like,
Dude. So, Debbie Stevens, 47-year-old woman from Long Island, claims
Mhm.
she was fired from her job at Atlantic Automotive Group after donating a kidney to her boss and taking too long to recover was the reason she was fired. She
yo,
filed a complaint with the New York State Human Rights Commission, alleging that she was mistreated and fired right after her boss got what she wanted or needed, I guess, in this situation. Stevens she was hired as an assistant for this company, donated her kidney, helped her move up on the organ donor list, and then basically all that happened, and she took too long to recover. Got back to work. She was demoted. She was relocated to a different office, I guess, and then later fired.
yeah.
Could you
Look,
imagine? Could you
yeah.
imagine?
In life, like, no, you should never take any job for granted. But she was on the cusp of being right where, hey, you got a job for life. Like, if
Mhm.
you literally saved this woman's life and then she fired you, which is hilarious. So I'm speechless. I mean, I wish I had more details. Like, how long was it, like 3 years of her on the payroll and
Dude,
like,
so
yeah.
who knows? And this is what's being presented to us, right? For all we
Mhm.
know, she was a terrible employee, and she was just like, "Well, how about I give you my kidney and we call it even?" And they were like, "Sure." And then it turns out that like the kidney,
Right.
I don't know, makes her pee more often than normal, and she's like, "Well, this is a bad kidney," and then
So
fired her.
you didn't
Something
give me a
dumb.
good kidney. My kidney hurts. You're gone. Like, Also,
Yeah,
like,
dude.
imagine talking to HR. Like, hey, listen, I want to fire her. It's like she literally gave you a kidney. Like, are you sure about this? This might be a PR nightmare. Just keep
Yo,
her on the payroll. Like, like you have to weigh those things out if you know. If,
well, you
but
said
then
it, man.
again,
You're a bad negotiator. If I'm gonna give you a kidney, you're signing that you're never firing me, and I get unlimited
yeah.
sick days or
And I'm
something
not.
like.
Yeah. Well, one, I'm never working again.
Oh
Two,
yeah,
you're cutting checks for the rest of your life. So that was a bad deal all around.
oh my
Bad
god,
negotiation.
dude. I couldn't even imagine
Mhm.
the internal battle this woman felt as she was like thought everything was great. She drives into work one day and they're like, "Oh, by the way, come step into my office. We have to talk to you." You see that old cardboard empty box that's just sitting there waiting for your office ficus and your dumb pictures of your family that you got to put in and then walk out the door and drive home.
You ever see? It was some on. I saw it on the internets. It was like, don't forget who you're doing this for, and the guy looks at his desk, and it's one of those pictures, but it's the family that's in the frame, like when you buy it.
The stock photo.
Oh, it's so great. I love the internet.
Oh my God, the internet's a great. Let's take a quick break, guys. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler.
I was waiting for you to mention my terrible 10-year anniversary. I guess you'll save that.
Oh damn, I forgot. Yeah, we'll
We
do
also we
that
gotta hit
last.
a little bit of Christmas stuff too.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. We could just do that next. Off the rip. We talk baseball. We don't really have to get into football all week. They've just been talking about how the Eagles are frauds. So, you got anything else sports wise you want to mention? I mean, dude, we can do it.
No, not really. I mean, you want to start us off at the 40-minute mark, so uh,
Yeah.
45 seconds or not,
Like we go 40 to 50, and then that's that,
and then
man.
call it a Christmas.
Call it a Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Um,
Oh, man.
how the Devils doing?
They're all right. They win. Like, they'll win two, lose one. They lost to the Flyers in overtime last night.
Yeah, Flyers are sneaky good. They're young, but
Yeah, and they
yeah,
got Torts, man. Torts is enough to motivate and fire up any coach. Just,
it's
I
exciting.
hate the man, but he fucking gets it done.
Yeah,
Losing in overtime is all right, though. At least they get a point.
Yep. Only sport that does that.
And we are back, everybody. Divide Live, Fox Sports, The Gambler. Last segment, I completely forgot, man. I wanted to wish you a happy anniversary. It's been a little more than 10 years now that you took your mother to the movie theaters and saw Wolf of Wall Street, which, for those of you that don't know, we've talked about it before. But
Yeah.
Wolf of Wall Street has a great opening scene
It's
where Leonardo DiCaprio.
And of course, you know, we didn't miss any of it. Like, and it's literally.
Did you imagine? Like, I had to sit next to my mother and watch Titanic in theaters, and that was like when you first time a kid saw a boob on screen, and you were like, "Oh my god!" But it was awkward because I was sitting next to my mom, and you sat next to your mom for Wolf of Wall Street as an adult man, and watched Leonardo DiCaprio do blow off of an escort's butt. And you had to just watch like, oh, okay. Yeah, this is probably a pivotal point in the movie here. And it was like the first 30 seconds.
It was like, nope, they were just setting the tone. Like it had nothing to do with it. I was like, okay, maybe this is how he dies. Or no, I mean, look, I thought I knew it would be edgy, but I thought it was gonna be more like Boiler Room. I did not know it was gonna be like that. Like it was
I just remember, dude, because you went. We didn't go to the same theater, but you went the same day. We all went Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And you texted everybody and was like, "I just saw it with my mom," and we just busted out laughing because that was the first thing that came to mind was that scene. And we were like, "Oh my god."
Bro, it did not even 30 seconds in, and I wanted to die. Like, my mom, if you don't know, like, she is the most thoughtful human being, kind.
Volunteers at the church. She literally works
at
the church.
Yeah, all the
Works
time.
for
Literally
the church.
works for Jesus. And on Christmas Day, I took her to see Wolf of Wall Street. I could not believe it. You know, like, it's just a dumb
I get
luck.
awkward and itchy just thinking about it. I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
imagine.
yeah.
Your mom's a sweetheart, dude.
But
I just
the rest was so digestible though, because there was nothing else they could do at that point that would make me more embarrassed than what we already sat through. So the rest of the movie was like that giant pill like to swallow, and then the rest are just easy. You know, like it was that type of moment because it was just like, holy smokes. And to make it worse, you know, my little sister was there too, and I think it was
at the time she was like 15.
yeah, it
right?
had to be like 16, yeah, or something like that. Yeah, so and she reminded me when I posted it on my stories that it was the 10-year anniversary that she too was in attendance because I thought it was a sales movie. I love sales.
Well, it was.
I mean, it was a sales movie, yeah. But
He was a
you know,
consumer of both the escort service and the drugs he was doing, so it was a sales movie, no doubt. Dude, that should be your new Christmas tradition. Is like every Christmas Eve when you have your family over, just put Wolf of Wall Street on.
The Wolf of Wall Street is a Christmas movie, like all those diehard people.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
So we
man.
can't be mad at Wolf of Wall Street. It gave us a portion of the wonderful intro that you guys hear for every show. So we do hang our hats on that, along with the most awkward experience Mike has shared with his mother. So there's that. Speaking of Christmas traditions, do you have any? I don't know if we've ever talked about this.
So
Like-
yeah, we do an ornament exchange, like, which is kind of weird.
The family does.
Yeah, the family does. It's kind of been adopted to be on Christmas Eve, which is also the worst time to give somebody an ornament because they literally have like 3 more hours to use it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, your tree's full and all fully
yeah.
decorated? Well, here's something else. Just
Yeah.
go ahead and add it.
So we used to do an ugly gift too, but that got out of hand, man. Like my idea of the ugly gift was like you actually have to be able to buy it from like a retailer. They were going to like freaking it started getting disgusting, man. They're going to like flea markets and like places and just finding the worst stuff that probably had like bed bugs. And I was just like, all right, we have to stop this. Like an ugly gift should still be a gift that you actually had to buy. People were taking like I had a Mr. Magoo doll, and somehow it ended up in Jen's room don't ask. That's weird, right? When we're and her dad one year just took a blowtorch to its face and then gave it back as a gift. I was like, yo, bro, that was my doll. I loved Mr. Magoo Christmas. Like, I thought that's by far his Christmas Carol, the Christmas Story, whatever it is far superior. I loved it too because I didn't find out until like I was in 10th grade that I was like technically legally blind, how bad I couldn't see. And it was like a modern miracle that I was able to play baseball. And then once I popped in contacts, I was like, oh my God, like I could see everything. You could literally see ants walking around on the ground. I was like, this is insane. And then I got progressively worse at baseball. So maybe I should have kept not looking. But yeah, I was terrible at hide and go seek too, because I was like, oh, you can't see me. Like, no, it turns out everybody else can. I just couldn't see myself.
There's like an actual psychological term for that. I forget what it is, but it's like the thing with babies where like you like cover your face and you go like, where'd I go? And they think you disappeared just because you covered your own face or something like that. I don't know.
And then the other thing is I felt like my reaction, like the ball took longer to get to me because I couldn't see it. So I felt like it was easier for me to react. And then once I was like, oh, it's coming. So
this thing always moves that fast.
Yeah. Oh my God, I could see it all the way out of his arm. Like normally you just saw it when it was up on you. So, my reaction time went down, which was weird.
So ornament, ugly gift. What's weird is it's like now, like football games on Christmas are a thing. Well, actually, only if it falls on like a Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, which has been the last few years. That's gonna be different. I just love it. We have tomorrow, Sunday, and then Christmas Eve and Christmas Day games. But it almost feels like I almost want to feel like I'm down to watch football. I don't care what the day is and what's going on. But like, I just feel like you're encroaching on Thanksgiving. I feel like Thanksgiving is food and football, whereas Christmas is, you usually would always have your NBA games, at least one or two. Yeah. But football, man, it's going to be great.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. I don't know if I'm going to go and try to run the table with all the defensive touchdowns again. I'll tell you how I feel. The Eagles Giants, it's huge for Christmas Day. At
the link, man.
At the link. Last time I saw on DraftKings, it was like 11 points, minus 11.
Eagles are an 11.5 favorite, right?
Yeah, which is nuts.
I believe it. I mean, they're going to get their act together. I know the guys, people that have been listening to The Gambler all week. Thank you, first of all. But I mean, you hear Brace. I know there's a huge panic button that everybody's pressing nonstop, thinking that the Eagles are frauds, and it's just 2 bad games in a row, man. It's just you got to get something together. I mean, the Eagles have seamlessly been just winning these games, and they've made it look easy. Now you got to put a little bit of coaching and a little bit of effort in here, and don't hit the panic button. You guys are still making the playoffs. There's nothing to worry about.
It's a great time to be cold.
Without a doubt. Figure it out now.
Figure it out now because
3
you're
weeks.
running out of time. And it's the great time to be playing the Giants 2 out of those 3 weeks, right? So I mean, that's motivation right there. You don't.
They did that the same week last year. We went to the game. It was just
Oh, it was just a scrimmage. It was like a preseason game. Yeah,
awful. So
they still are. Nothing has changed on that aspect. But they said that the funniest thing about the Giants, and then I'll give you the last minute to talk Christmas. They have the same, they have the chance to be the second in the draft because they're that bad, but also they could be second in their division as well. Like if they, the way right now they're
awful.
Their record is. That's hilarious.
But that opens up the can of worms that we talk about every year, because at least one division, AFC or NFC, is just terrible. It's usually a team ends up being 1 game above 500 and making the playoffs, and they have no business being in the playoffs. And then the same argument rises of like, why do we still do this? Why don't we just do the schedule based off of division? But when it comes to playoff, your 1 through 8 are making it. You know what I mean? Like, why are we doing what we're still doing? Just best record from top to bottom.
Yeah, imagine if the Dolphins or the Bills in the last 20 years
were
in the NFC East. Like, they would have, how many rings would the Bills have? God. You know what I mean? And Super Bowl appearances. So,
yeah, man, it's just Things like that. I mean, you got the football purists that don't want it to change, but then you got the other side of it where it's like, okay, great, you won your division, congratulations. You're getting knocked out by, an 11 win team from the wild card that has to go play you on the road because you barely made the playoffs because the rest of your division is so god awful. And I feel like it's rotated. It's went from like the NFC East to the South and North. It's never doesn't sit for too long. That cloud doesn't stay there. But my God, we'll see.
You got a Christmas tradition before we run out of here?
No, nothing crazy. We would always Christmas Eve. We would drive around and like look at different lights if we knew there was a cool house or something like that. And then we would usually like to hold us over. Our parents would be like, "All right, one present on Christmas Eve," and then I think that was just kind of to get us to go to bed and whatever.
You get a
But
PS5 and Bert gets socks. It would be so funny. Or
wait, Dale got
PS4.
Hulk hands? All right. From my co-host to myself, everybody at Fox Sports The Gambler, Divide Live, and even the Give Us a Shot Network, guys, have a safe and healthy holiday. Have a good Christmas. We will be back next week right before the new year, so we won't be that long. But be good, be merry, be bright, and we'll see you next week.